some of you know about this fake holiday called Juneteenth, and it's a black thing. And what happened was the way this so-called Juneteenth thing about, when slavery ended, apparently a few people, blacks in Texas, didn't know about it, that slavery had ended. And when, I don't know how long it took, but whenever they got the word that slavery ended, they were like, why you didn't tell us, right? And then as a result, they started a holiday. And they call that holiday Juneteenth. And I think it's like a shut-down holiday, a national holiday. Because a few black people didn't know slavery ended. You shut down your business and everything. Isn't that amazing? I want my country back. It is not coming back. And as a result of this so-called black holiday, every time they celebrate it, it's coming up, but they've been celebrating it apparently along the way. They have weekend stuff. And every time they celebrate it, the blacks end up killing one another. Some of them, not all. Not all. There's always a shooting. And so it's like you put your life at risk to go to a black event because you know there will be some shooting. Somebody going to get killed. How can you enjoy an event like that? How? How can you enjoy an event like that? And why can't black people get together at least one time without shooting, without a fight, without killing one another? Why is that? Think about that, folks. Why is that? What's wrong with the blacks that every time they have an event, somebody gonna either have fights, breakouts, or killing, or both? According to ABC, 2 killed, 14 wounded suspect black. 2 killed, 14 wounded. Suspect black. And this happened in Round Rock, Texas. I want you to watch this first soundbite from Fox 7 Austin. Watch this.
Shots rang out around 10:50 Saturday night at Old Settlers Park during Round Rock's annual Juneteenth celebration.
Folks started running, wounded. You saw people on the ground who folks were doing CPR on. It was just pure chaos.
Thousands were at the event when Round Rock police say a fight broke out near the vendor area.
We do know there was 2 separate groups that got into an altercation with each other. This investigation will tell us what it started over, why it happened, and again, holding them responsible and accountable.
According to police, innocent bystanders were shot. 2 of them died and 14 were taken to the hospital. Their ages range from 10 to 62 years old. First responders at the event were able to assist the victims.
Most of those victims have been released from the hospital. The remaining victims are in stable condition and are expected to be released anytime within the next day or so.
Police were unable to locate a gunman, but did provide a description of a person of interest.
We are looking for a black male, 5'7", thin build, approximately 20 years of age, with short dreads, and he was last seen wearing a white hoodie.
Amazing. What's wrong with the blacks? Why can't they have a nice event without fights or killing one another, others? And why do you love the thrill so much that you put your life at risk? You got to go. Why? You know if it's a black event, it's going to be a fight. And people don't deal with that. They don't deal with the anger of the blacks as to where it really come from. They have these black people think their anger come from white people, and it doesn't. It starts in the home. They too have to overcome their mothers. They must forgive their mothers and grandmothers. The anger started there, and then they go out into the world, and the world, being evil, tell the people it's white, it's racism, it's this and that, and it's not true. Look what's happening. No love. I'm not surprised to hear about this. When you hear that there's a black-sponsored, majority black event like this, just know there will be a fight. Why would you go? You love feeling good that much that you put your life at risk, your family life at risk, and you already know that there's going to be some type of shooting. Here's a little bit more on that story from Fox 7 Austin.
People were just rushing out of there, so it was hard, if not nearly impossible, to contain that immediate area where a lot of victims were. And then leaving the park just right here, they, had flashlights, ARs, are you hurt? Did you see anything?
According to Round Rock Police Chief Alan Banks, there were dozens of law enforcement officers at the event and 2 Skywatch towers.
Juneteenth is an open-air venue, which means that there is no security points. It is an open park with the stage in it. We had over 22 law enforcement personnel assigned to the event. Fire department and EMS was also assigned to the event itself.
Just getting out, not knowing where the suspects were, was terrifying. I don't know that there was ever a moment that I thought I'm safe.
The mayor of Round Rock thanked first responders during a press conference and weighed in on the deadly shooting.
Our hearts are broken by last night's tragic events. We grieve with the families who have lost loved ones and stand with those who were injured. We are here for you.
This is the 16th year of this Juneteenth event here in the city of Round Rock. And for someone to destroy that peace and destroy the celebration in just an instant angers me. Turn yourself in. Turn yourself in. You're man enough to carry a gun and pull the trigger. Be man enough to step up. Turn yourself in. Let's figure out why you chose to take lives and injure people.
Amazing. Mind-blowing, huh? Nobody loved the blacks enough to tell them where the anger really is coming from. It started in the home. It's the nature of their mothers and grandmothers. And no one is telling them how to overcome it. They're using the blacks for personal gain. They want the blacks angry. They want them. They want them killing one another. They want the violence. That's how these people get money, because they say, hey, we need more money. Racism, whatever. If they had a job or something stupid, they say. They want them doing this. If not, they would tell the blacks how to overcome the anger. It has nothing to do with white people. And it's not going to get better until you point the way. It's of the heart. The heart is wicked. When I was growing up in Alabama, you never heard of any stuff like that. We would go out to the 4th of July celebration, different celebration at the park like that, and different churches. They were holding events around the churches. You never had this. You never even thought that this would happen in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men. You never even thought that this would happen. You went out, you had a good time, you went home, and it was an amazing time. Blacks have not always been this way, folks. I know that the race hustle in black people have you thinking that, oh, it's slavery. It's slavery. It's this, it's that. No, it's not. It's not slavery. It's not due to slavery, Jim Crow, or anything to do with white people. It hasn't always been this way. I didn't grow up with black people fighting like this. The only time I really saw black people fighting was when I would go up to Indiana and then to California. And when we did see a fight with the blacks in Alabama, it's rare, but it'd be some girls fighting over some guy. And that was rare. This is not the way blacks have always been. I want you to know that. They have not always been this way. Blacks are being used now. They want you angry and out of control. This is what they want for you. 888-7, and you need to, I don't blame the race hustlers, though I do know that they are being used. They're using the black for personal gain. But I blame the adult black themselves because you're responsible for you. No one can make you do anything. You're doing it because you want to. So I don't blame them, but I do know that they want the blacks in this condition. That's why they always, instead of telling them how to get better, they tell them how to get worse. Blame somebody else. Come up with a new term.